Hi, everybody. It's the year of the fire horse. Yay! This is me trotting like a horse. Horsies are also herbivores with very sensitive tummies. I just learned that today. It's interesting because I think like a lot of predictions have been focusing on the fire aspect of the fire horse, but that was just like a little detail about horses that tickled my brain. Of course, they are herbivores with very sensitive tummies, and they're kind of skittish. Their personalities are kind of skittish. They can be sort of like cats. Um, so I don't know. I felt the need to say that into the mic right now. Uh, Astrology, let alone Chinese astrology, absolutely not my strength. My strength is in a lot more earth-based stuff and reading the cards and stuff like that. So if you want more details on the eclipse energies that are going on right now and on a lot of the astrological stuff that's going on right now, I'm sure you know a million people. Like it is at least a good 40 to 50% fellow readers who follow me on this profile. So like, you know where to go to get that kind of thing. But I wanted to pull a card for today. I have not done that in an extremely long time. I recently inherited this Aquarian tarot deck, which I immediately nicknamed the Gallagher deck, because there are multiple figures in this deck who look like deceased comedian Gallagher. By the way, in the Gallagher versus Mark Maron debate, I am team Mark Maron, in case you didn't assume that already. But yeah, it's kind of uncanny. There's multiple like masculine figures in this deck who look like spitting image of Gallagher. I think I posted a short reel about it like a while back when I think it was like maybe November or December when I inherited this deck. But yeah, I'm gonna pull a card. Let's see what happens. Okay. The Devil. Ooh la la. I like this Devil card so much. Like, it's badass, but I also love that the focus of the figures into this little scully looking thing. That's so cool. I'm gonna sit with this for a while. So as a lot of you who are here know, um, the traditionally the Devil card is associated with like I always associate it with addictions or compulsions, and some people associate it with actually like the process of overcoming addiction and compulsion or choosing differently. As somebody who definitely has OCD, like themselves and in my family, like once you start to get past like I would say 10, the number 10 in the major arcana, I always found myself rather uh, having more difficulty connecting with those higher number cards in the tarot. But the Devil would kind of anchor me back down. So this is a bit of a tough read because I actually I read pretty intuitively. I read just into the energy of the card that's coming up. There's a lot that's being held back or concealed right now. There is a lot that has already been revealed. And I'm going to focus on talking about the micro for a lot of us humans right now. I very much think that this is a time, because specifically I drew this in relationship to like Year of the Fire Horse. But like, yeah, this is definitely kind of the last death rattle of a lot of the like not great choices we make as human beings. But we're in it. We're in it. We're in the moment where we know we can choose better and have other stuff. We don't have to have the thing. Like one thing that's unique about the imagery on this Devil card is like the little demon figures, one of which looks feminine and one of which looks masculine. In contrast to the imagery and like the Rider Waite Smith based imagery, they're not actually chained to the Devil figure. They're kind of like the Devil is giving them a little tap on the shoulder with their giant bat wings, but they're not really chained to be there. And then there's also this tower figure. So obviously, the tower fell already. The coup, if you live in the USA, the coup in our country already happened. Governments are falling across the globe. The process may be longer rather than shorter in some places, but yeah, governments are being overthrown across the globe. So that's a thing that's happening. So I really feel that these two figures on the card they're not chained there. They're not chained there. They're looking towards their future, and they're like, I almost feel like they're there and they're kind of like pretending to be the little minions of this devilish figure. But they're actually looking towards existing in the future and what's going to happen in the future in a very sincere, profound kind of way, like in the continuation of country, self, shared humanity with other human beings, relationality to climate, and everything like that. So, yeah, I feel like with this particular devil card pull, it's the last shutter of our addictions. But even more so, it's about building that future. And the first building blocks of that future are going to begin with, what's really immediately in front of us, like immediately tangible, right? Because we also think of that, like, yeah, we have like kind of the downward pointing pentacle or pentagram that it's called sometimes. And I always think of that as like what can we affect like in the immediate physicality or immediate material world. So it's a great place to start focusing with this. I'm asking because this is a hippie deck. I'm like, can I pull one more card for like good vibes? That would be nice, right? So we have the Fool. That's interesting because that was a big card that came up in a lot of like very beginning of 2026 readings that I dealt with a lot. But I think that reinforces the whole, we are writing this future with every step we take forward. And every step we take forward that fails to attend to the impact AI and robotics and everything like that, machine learning is already immediately having on us, the impact that various type of informations and propaganda are having on us, that fails to take upon us, the impact of billionaires, the impact of authoritarians, the impact of the relationship between billionaires and authoritarians, the impact of resource wars, because I do feel that the core of a lot of like war-based conflict and genocidally related conflict does boil down to a lot of resource wars. Because even if you're busy dehumanizing another group of people and saying, well, they're less human, they don't deserve XYZ, whatever, that still boils down to a competition for resources. So, and that's not to minimize the dehumanization part. It is important to never fucking forget that, obviously. But like on the global level and on our relationality to the environment level, the connection there is heavily in regards to how we distribute resources and the future of resources. So the Fool just reminds us that we are writing that future with every step we take every day, even on your personal level. So be conscious of that. Spirit has spoken. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Happy 2026 here at the Fire Horse. Happy eclipse, I guess. Eclipses are good for getting rid of things that aren't so great.